everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read. Today I'm bringing you 5 extremely popular books that I haven't read yet. There's actually not a very good reason why I haven't read these books, it's just I haven't gotten around to them yet. Like a couple years ago, I discovered the Outlander series, and those books are gigantic. I read through all 8 of them. And then I discovered Michael J. Sullivan, and then I got swept up into all of his books. So for the past couple of years, I was distracted by a lot of other things that I missed out on all these great popular books, but for whatever reason or another, I just haven't gotten around to them yet. So here we go. The first book that I want to talk about, this is A Darker Shade of Magic, written by V.E. Schwab. This is book number 1 in the whole Darker Shade of Magic trilogy. I totally missed out on this. As I'm sure that a lot of you know who are watching this video, you already know what it's about, but it is about 4 different Londons. Each London has a different color. They're in like parallel universes. Only certain people can travel between these different Londons. They're ambassadors and messengers, and I believe that the story kicks off when one of these messengers brings something into an alternate universe London that isn't supposed to be there, and it kind of shakes up the whole parallel universe thing. That makes sense to me as far as parallel universes go. When an object is brought from one universe into its counterpart, it's not supposed to be there, and I think things get messed up, but I don't know. I haven't read it. We'll see. So this is A Darker Shade of Magic, written by V.E. Schwab. This next book, this is Shadow and Bone, written by Leigh Bardugo. This is book number 1 of the Grisha trilogy. I know I haven't read this one because I got put off from a lot of YA. A lot of YA let me down in recent years, and I'm totally blaming the Divergent series. I'm totally blaming the Mortal Instruments series, as I'm sure you've heard me rant about that before, and it just put me off. It put me off into thinking that there might not be any good YA left out there. There's a huge following behind the Grisha trilogy. There's a huge following behind Six of Crows. There's another popular book that I haven't read yet, Six of Crows, written by Leigh Bardugo. It takes place in the same Grishaverse, but I just completely missed out on it because I was in all the wrong places when it came to YA, and that's why I haven't read any Leigh Bardugo yet, and I hope to remedy that very, very soon. Gasp. This is The Eye of the World, written by Robert Jordan. I have not read the Wheel of Time series. The Wheel of Time series has been around since the 90s, and I'm a big fan of a lot of 90s fantasy. But here's the deal with this book is I was denying this part of me for a very long time that I was a fantasy reader. I kept trying to branch out into all of these other genres, thinking that, okay, well, you're an adult now, you should be reading literary fiction, you should be reading all these contemporary things, and it just wasn't my scene. I didn't like any of those books, so I strayed off the path of fantasy for a very long time, and I missed out completely on the Wheel of Time series. So this is The Eye of the World, written by Robert Jordan. And the last book that I want to talk about, this is the 5th season, written by N.K. Jemisin. This is book number 1 in the Broken Earth trilogy. I'm actually very excited because I do plan on beginning this very, very soon, because the final book, The Stone Sky, was just nominated for one of the BookTube SFF shortlists for Best Fantasy, I think. Since I haven't read book number 1, I don't think I'm going to get to reading all 3 of the books in the trilogy in order for the live show. Who knows? My TBR is so long, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to all 3 of them before the live show in June, but we'll see if I have enough ambition and enough drive. This book takes place in an apocalyptic world. It's not a post-apocalyptic, the apocalypse is happening now, and there are all these different seasons, and whenever these seasons happen, the world goes through a big change. And so that's pretty much all I know. I know that there's a huge diverse cast of characters in here. It's a newer fantasy book that has a lot of steam behind it, and I just want to see what it's all about. So this is the 5th season, written by N.K. Jemisin. Alright everyone, so those were some of the most popular books that are out right now that I haven't even read yet. I hope to remedy that very soon. Like I said, with the 5th season, I think I'll get to that pretty quickly, and maybe sprinkle in the Grishaverse while I'm reading a lot of these big, hefty fantasy novels. But this whole year has been about getting back to what I love and getting back to fantasy and just not even dealing with genres that I don't even care about. If you saw any of your favorites, please let me know which one was your favorite and why in the comment section below. Otherwise, you know how to find me on my social media. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. It's at WhatCassRead. It's the same as this channel, so that way it's super easy to find. And of course, you can also find me on Goodreads. That link is always going to be down below. All right, thank you so much for watching. You know how these videos end. Talk to you later. Bye.